microphone closer to you. Nobody's going to hear you.
I will.
We're live.
Oh, we are live.
We're live.
Okay, son of a bitch.
Oh, boy.
We
Yeah,
got it, dude.
this is...
We got this shit. Don't even fucking worry, dude. We got... All right.
Woo!
Let me go through here, see if we hit any good
Are we
ones.
live?
Are we live?
Are we live? I think we're live. If I'm not mistaken.
Hey.
All right. My goodness. I don't think people really expected us to be right on time.
You think like, we'll just mosey in. 7:15, they should be going.
Yeah.
Fucking going now.
Let me, you know what I'm going to do?
People. There we go.
I've got these.
Let me raise this up a little. It's hitting everything in its way.
It's all right. I think I just upped your gain just a little bit.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah, that's right. There's that whole thing.
That's okay.
Don't worry, folks. We're
Okay.
just getting dialed in here. We're just getting dialed in.
Some arms today, they're all fucking
There we
watered
go.
down, swollen. Back's feeling.
Oh, and we're live yet again, Trot. We are live. What's happening, Ben Hogan, 1953? We got Trot Golfer in here as well. We got Butsy just going to crush some good old
Coors Latte.
Colorado mountain spring
God, he
water.
said "Ka." I was like, what's he going to say?
Oh, man.
Oh,
This is going to be great. I'm really looking forward to this one. I've got Red Bull tonight, so I'm going to be hyped up. I'm going to be on the opposite end of the spectrum.
You still off the waggy? How many weeks now? Month?
Still off the waggy.
Over a month?
Yeah.
Nice job. I probably feel pretty solid.
I probably feel pretty good.
Probably lost 10 pounds.
I definitely lost a little bit. That's for sure. Oh, man, I'm pumped for this episode, though. But I got a little story for you. I wonder where you kind of fall on this, because I threw this out there to Twitter X, and I wasn't quite sure how it was going to resonate with people.
Okay.
And I forgot one key detail when I did talk about it on Twitter.
Okay.
But I wonder where you stand on this. So it's a nice little Sunday morning. My wife and I have a little routine where we go over to Costco and we pick up our stuff over at Costco, and we're having my parents over this past Sunday, the whole 9 yards. And sure enough, she forgot the green beans at Costco. So we got a car full of ribeyes and like things that will go bad in heat pretty quickly. We're out here in Arizona, right? So sure enough, I give her my card and I'm like, hon, just run in real fast. Go grab a bag of green beans. I'm going to keep the car running.
Yeah.
Sure enough, she goes, grabs the green beans, goes to first time ever using the self-checkout aisle. Well, there's like a representative there.
Okay.
And she's like, I need to see the back of your card. So my wife shows her.
Like,
and it's an image of me and she's like, it's my husband's card.
yeah.
Like, I don't have mine. I've got my husband's.
Oh,
She goes,
no.
I'm sorry, you're not going to be able to buy those. A bag of fucking green
Here
beans.
we go.
A bag of green
Some
beans.
green bean fraud.
Oh
No
my
way.
God. And people are like, well, you know, being a long-term shareholder of Costco, I'm glad they did that. I'm like, why? Getting by just a bag of green beans? Like, oh, we got one over on you, Costco. Like, come on. And when I came in, I was not friendly. And I'll tell you, I'll give you a descriptive. And I love people, but this woman was clearly just angry that my wife looks the way she does. And she definitely had very short hair, had a nose ring, had some tattoos, and probably drove a Subaru. So if that explains it,
Are you profiling her?
I'm doing a little profiling, FBI style, okay? So sure enough, she wanted to follow the rules to a T, and there was no common sense. So when I walk in, because my wife's like, he's right in the fucking parking lot.
Yeah.
Like, he can, like, literally, he's sitting outside. She gets on the phone with me. The woman still won't let her buy a bag of green beans.
Like FaceTiming, you're like, you know,
Like,
here's my ID.
Right here. Right here.
mean-
This is my wife. She's got the same last name. Like, just check her ID.
I don't know, man. Like, if I stole someone's credit card and was going to commit fraud, that's probably the first thing I'd do with it. Buy some Try to get
a bag of green beans.
Try to steal a bag of green
Yeah,
beans.
I think the bag of green beans was it. She saw what she was trying to get over on Costco and was like, "Not today, not on my Subaru watch." So that happened.
Well, she'll fall down or something.
Well, I just went in and I'm like, "Common fucking sense, lady, common sense."
Jesus.
And she immediately calls for the supervisor, and she goes, "Supo, Supo, Supo,"
She
raising
said
her hand,
Supo?
Supo,
Oh,
and
Lord.
it's just like this other guy comes over. And he's just like, "Sir, I'm sorry. Like, I get it, but the rules are the rules." I'm just like, use common sense.
What are
Have
the
we
rules?
lost common sense around here? It's my wife, like direct family member. It's not like she's like a cousin or like somebody who, and even that, like, well, we're trying to get one over on you with a bag of green beans.
Yeah, that
fucking
would have
crap.
I would have got a little irritated.
I was irritated. I was irritated. I had to go park the car. I had to walk in. The freaking food's out there getting all heated and everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a whole debacle.
I'm sorry you had to experience that, dude.
I appreciate that. You know, some people on Twitter were giving me a bit of a hard time saying that I was entitled. And
You were being entitled?
I was being entitled.
Those people
I
can
was like,
fucking suck it.
yeah, you know what? Go fuck yourself. And then,
They wish they were entitled. They probably don't have a credit card.
yeah, they probably don't have many teeth either, is what I'm guessing.
Gummers.
Good old
old-
gummers. Meh, meh, meh. All right, how about we get to it after that whole ordeal? Trot Golfer said the Costco tweet, just take the payment. They were the mask police.
Oh,
yeah, I mean,
please pull it up above your nose. Please pull it up above your nose. 6 feet, please. Do you know if
oh man. Then some guy.
aerosol?
There was a guy on Instagram too, Butsy. You're gonna get a kick out of this since we're on a roll over like getting into it with people.
Yeah.
Guy on Instagram. Apparently, like our account followed him, and then he got butthurt because it unfollowed him.
Oh no!
So he
No!
he let our account have his peace of mind, and it's just like, okay, you clearly have some issues if you're getting upset that a business account, a podcast, unfollowed you. Like, I'm so sorry, but like I don't even know who he was.
Might have been a big deal for him.
I feel like he might have really thought, oh my God, they followed me. Biggest fan ever. And the next day gone. And he just completely turned.
Well,
You hate to see
watch
it.
your 6, you know.
You hate to see it.
Keep an eye on your rear view. Make sure you're not being followed. Well, that's where it starts.
Dude, people don't take it that serious. I mean,
where
it's
it
not that serious. We're just trying for you to get introduced to us. That's all. That's all it is. And then we provide some promo codes for new followers and everything. This guy called it, and your lame business pitch. I'm like, okay.
Did he follow it? He was a follower.
He followed back, but then he unfollowed.
Well, you're lame too.
So
You were lame, dude. Come back to lame land.
Yeah. All right.
Fucking weirdos. Gotta love them.
Let's get the podcast started. What do you
right.
think? All right, we got a lot of great stuff to go over tonight. So,
I love this backdrop. I don't know what you're bitching about.
dude, I just don't. The green screen. I
I look 84 pounds heavier. It's great.
I just don't want the green screen anymore, folks. We're gonna build out the backdrop coming up, so we're gonna get that going. I'm sick and tired of this damn green screen, getting the lighting correct and all that bullshit. So, and it's still not perfect. Drives me absolutely up a wall.
Can you let the audience know that I haven't had a chance to review any of the show notes?
Yeah, he's going to be
So
lost tonight. He's going to be
I'm
absolutely lost, but he's going to be right there with me every step of the way.
We'll figure it out.
We're going to get there. We're going to figure it out. We're hopefully going to be very entertaining for all of you tonight. So, without further ado, in 3, 2, 1, welcome back everybody to Pull Hook Golf, the podcast. I'm your host, Matt Cook. Tonight we've got Butsy in studio, and we have a great show for all of you. So we've got the best from pro golf over the past week. All right, that's going to include the Solheim Cup, the good old Irish Open, the Procore Championship, and Live Golf Chicago.
Cool.
It's going to be absolutely a great show tonight. if I don't say so myself. And then we've got the Swanee style segment. We got a good one there. Really good one on the Swanee style segment. So make sure to be tuning in around there. And then we've got the upcoming BMW PGA Championship at Wentworth. That's over there in good old the UK, my friend. So a lot of guys are over there this week because there is no PGA Tour event this week. And then we got the PGA Tour and PIF negotiation update for all of you. I know everybody's dying over that whole ordeal. So we will provide some insights there. I was on the phone nonstop once again. Once I found out last week after the show that they were doing a meeting on 9/11 in New York City with the Saudis.
I saw that of the notes. That's one thing that caught my eye, and I was like,
that
fucking way. No way.
Oh, man. We'll be talking about that. Now, we do want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, Swannies Golf, which, by the way, folks, on the Pole Hook Golf page on Instagram, there is a giveaway that is going on for the complete Swannies luggage set. I'm telling you right now, I've been using it nonstop for a couple of weeks. I absolutely love it since they sent it out. And originally, I was going to give away mine, and then I'm like, hang on a second. Swannies, will you guys do it? Because I really want to hang on to this. I really like this stuff that you guys got in terms of the luggage. Sure enough, they obliged, and we've got that contest going on. But you can also, during this time, make sure to take advantage of the promo code PoleHookGolf 35 at checkout. So PoleHookGolf 35 at checkout for 35% off. It's a temporary exclusive promo code. Make sure to get your Swanee stuff for 35% off during this time. All right, here we go. Let's dive right in because we've got the best from Pro Golf last week. First of all, did the women have the best golf product out there of all the professional golf products this past week?
I have to say yes. I thoroughly enjoyed the Solheim, right?
The Solheim Cup.
I did catch quite a bit of that, and I think I heard was it ABC where the announcer slipped up? Somebody hit a really good shot. They're like, I just love this. She's fired up. She's just fucking pumped right now.
No,
and they didn't bleep it or nothing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, unless that was AI. It could have been AI.
Oh, man, I love that.
Yeah, my buddy said it to me. There was like a dude filming it on TV, laughing. He's like, what? Like,
what did you say?
They got that. They had the hoorah going.
Yeah.
Like, there was some fucking camaraderie.
I'm telling you what, I flipped it on, just like passing through, checking out what golf was on this weekend on TV. And sure enough, I got locked in. And I'm like, holy shit. I was like, and I had two TVs up. I had the Solheim Cup. I had Live Golf Chicago. And then I had some Procore Championship going on as well on the monitor. And I'm watching all three, and I'm like, man, the best golf product here is the Women's Solheim Cup.
You were the most locked into that.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
And so the announcers were great. Like, the energy was great. And it kind of begs the question, was it the actual golf itself, or was it the fact that it was two teams, two countries going head to head? Now, a lot of people are going to say that it's because it was two countries. Everybody's going to get behind their specific country and really get behind it and everything. I didn't really feel the USA versus Europe as much as I do on a President's Cup or Ryder Cup, but I just love the match play, and I love seeing the team aspect.
That's what, I second that. It was fiery. The camaraderie was real.
Yeah.
Like, they were fired up.
I know.
And the golf, like some unbelievable golf being played.
I completely agree. Yeah. And here's the thing. I actually, for the first time ever, Flushing at Golf, which I've never really agreed with that social media account in much of what they say. Feel like a lot of what they do is Live Golf propaganda. But this one in particular I actually agreed with, where they commented to Live Golf when Live Golf was like, hey, this is our team championship coming up, and we've got the team matches and everything. Like, I forget what the question was, but this account basically said, hey, we want more team match style type of golf, like what you're doing in the team championship. We want that more throughout the year rather than these individual championships with this team element or aspect to it.
Well, what's the tour event that's a stable for what?
Oh, gosh, is that the Barracuda? It's something like that.
Get rid of that. Make that a team event. Like, Get rid of all those other. If you're going to have another format event, make it team golf.
Well, I'm kind of thinking where I'm going with this is I would love to see teams like Live Golf or even the Live Golf format. Instead of adding more teams, add more players to each team. And let's each week have them go head to head in a match play style setup over 3 days. And you have a point system. So then at the end of the season, so all the teams play, but they're playing head to head. They're playing against another team.
How do you create like camaraderie as a viewer though, where you're like, yeah, I'm on board with that side.
It's going to take a minute.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I mean, you got to get behind the team aspect, but it's kind of, and we've talked about this before, we're pretty big proponents of going more team versus individual. Like Live Golf right now to me is still too individualistic.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and then, there's all the anti-livers that hate the team aspect, but if you dig way back to when we first started this, they never played team golf. Like they don't understand what that's about and why that's so much fucking fun. So, yeah, I'm with you, man. It would be really cool, and I like the idea of expanding.
Yeah, it would just
How many
be.
people?
Think about it. If
10?
you had 6 to 12 players on each team, let's say
And
let's
you
just
got
say you
backups
got 12 players on each team. Not every person's going to play in every single match, but you're going head to head each and every week against another team. So now you're building rivalries. You're actually seeing Bryson DeChambeau going up against Brooks Koepka, for instance. Like you actually get that aspect to it, and then you're going to get more camaraderie amongst the team. Like they already team-wise, there's a lot of camaraderie amongst the teams just because they like each other. Because they've kind of hand-selected each other to be on each other's teams. But this kind of takes it to that next level to where, like, you actually are playing in match play. Like, it is going to be a little bit like this team championship, but even the team championship, I still feel like that piece is missing to it. To a degree where it is just straight up head to head the entire time.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
for sure.
And I would like to see some different formats in there, kind of like Ryder Cup style. The only one I don't really care for is alternate shot. But if you do like a best ball match play, you do I don't know. I mean, and then just a straight up match play, I guess.
Shamble.
A shamble.
They should do a shamble.
Dude, shamble would be dope.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. One different style each day.
Bryson would win. His team would win every time. They'd take his tee shot, and then they'd play in from there. That's a shamble, right?
Yeah, that's a shamble.
It'd be unfair.
I think that would be awesome. I really do. Now, with that said, going back to the Solheim Cup, we've got the U.S. wins the cup. Okay, so they take it home, and the MVP of this entire thing was Rose Zhang. Rose Zhang did not lose a single match she was in. So she played in 4 out of the 5 matches. And get this, her first match with a teammate, they go 3-2. Then she ups the ante a little bit and goes 5-4 in her next match. Then 6-4, and then in the singles goes 6-4.
Just dusting people.
Dominating. Like, I don't know if we're getting enough Rose Zhang right now because she kind of is the Tiger Woods of the women's game and just came out as a rookie on the LPGA Tour. Like, I get it. Nelly Korda is the number 1 golfer in the world. She's doing some really magical, special things out there. But Rose Zhang is the one to be, like, keeping an eye on.
You think she just listens to Rick Ross on repeat? Like,
Rose!
I don't know. Do you think that rap is her genre?
I don't know. Like,
I don't
just
either.
think Rose-ang.
Yeah, no, I get where you're going with it.
Sorry, I have the wrong number. Anyways.
Oh, God, I absolutely love it. That's phenomenal stuff.
Make sure if you actually put this clip on the gram, make sure you edit in. Yeah.
Rose Zhang. Uh-oh. Did you blow the speaker already?
No way. I barely talked.
Jesus.
That was a light.
Can't take you anywhere.
Rose!
Every time she makes a birdie.
Oh,
it
man.
comes on.
Be so good.
All right.
All right, let's keep it moving. Now, Live Golf Chicago. All right. This is kind of my rankings for the week. All right. So the Solheim Cup, best pro golf product that was out there this past week. Live Golf Chicago came in second for me. Now, Live Golf Chicago, with Jon Rahm winning, did he end up living up to the expectations we all expected when he signed with Live?
That's a tough one. I don't think so.
No?
No, I think he won, but like he won like a B League game.
That is fantastic. That a lot of people are going to be upset with that comment. I love that.
As much as I love the Live Tour,
You do.
Yeah, you could have taken like 4 or 5 other guys off the PGA Tour, tossed them on Live, and then be like, "Yeah, I'm the champion. I beat all these fucking sort of."
Now, John, to John's defense, he did end up
played
finishing
great.
the
I'm not
season with
discrediting that.
so his last 3 events were a win, second place, and a win. So, in my opinion, he got his shit together and he started playing good golf at the end of the year.
He played great golf, but
Not at the beginning.
No, and that's But even him, that's my point. He's still Player of the Year. On the Live Tour, and he had his fucking C game for half the season.
Really?
So
There you go. There you have it.
I'm caddying the Pro-Am here in Dallas.
Now, with Live Golf Chicago, so John Rahm wins the individual title. He also wins the Chicago event. Then, and he actually won it over Joaquin Niemann. So Joaquin Niemann finishes second in Chicago, and he also finished second for the season standings. Guess who finished third?
Who?
Sergio Garcia. Is that a surprise?
No, he has that opportunity over here to finish that high.
You know what? It's pretty interesting you say that because
Am I throwing that out of my? I'm not.
No, I didn't even think of it like that. I kind of thought, wow, it's a surprise that Sergio Garcia finished third this year.
He's that good. But
He is that good, but I think it's also a factor of the type of courses they play and the competition.
Right. He's not playing a field or a golf course that's as deep as what he would be up against if he was playing a full season on tour. I mean, he would be in the top 10 on tour, right?
No.
Would you put money on that?
Yeah, he hasn't been in the top 10 in
10 years, 5 years?
probably 5 years.
I love Sergio.
When
by
did
the
he
way, too.
When did he win the Masters would be the question, because I think that was the last time his ranking was that high. It's been at least 3 years because he's been with Liv for 3 years.
Yeah.
Been with them since the
He
beginning.
didn't win it. When did he win?
He won the Masters in
Tiger won, what, 19?
I can't remember.
Was it 17 or 18? 16 or 17? And I'm not saying Sergio is not. I don't take that as discrediting him.
No, Sergio Garcia is a legend of the game.
Which is why he is third.
His ball striking is incredible. And that was also something that he talked about, being able to play a golf course like Valhalla, or being able to play, or not Valhalla, Jesus, that's in Kentucky, Valderrama, and being able to play a golf course like they did in Chicago, which is very tight. Yeah. 2017, thank you, Trot Golfer. So 2017, Sergio won the Masters. So that was the last time he was probably in the right. So 8 years.
Yeah, it's almost a decade. So.
8 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
Not discrediting, though, where he finished at. I mean, his game is still unbelievable.
His ball striking's unbelievable, right? It's always been the putter that has been his bugaboo, which, like a lot of great ball strikers, that tends to happen.
Yeah.
All right. The other funny piece to Live Golf this past week was the fact of relegation. And relegation, your boy Pat Perez.
He got it. He's okay, right? Is that wrong?
No, that is correct.
He's all right.
He's all right. Let's put it this way. He did not earn his way to stay on Live Golf.
Oh, okay.
The other guys, so he was actually
somebody shit themselves
2 spots down, okay, in the drop zone in like the final 9 holes of play. Kaye Shamuja and then also Scott Vincent both blew their load and just shit the bed. Shit the bed.
Like triples?
Oh my God. Okay.
I'm good. I haven't had beers in a while, so it's going to get interesting.
So yeah, that was Pat Perez avoids relegation due to the poor play from everybody else. Like there was nothing in the final day that Pat could do in order to like save his spot. It was up to the other guys to shit the bed.
So they just fucked off and like he got lucky and got in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll just say that.
Yeah. I mean, did you give him Trout wants to know, did you give him a text?
No.
No text.
No, I'm not. No.
No, hey, congrats for keeping your job. At least we think he kept his job because part of the open zone is that you can be released or you can be traded.
It's probably, if I had to guess,
DJ's not going to do anything to him.
well, it's probably up to him, you know? I think another question that you might want to ask the guy is, does he still want to be out there?
It's a good point.
He's got young kids, right? Like, he's got a ton of money.
A lot of money, though, still.
And, well, it's still, yeah, you're leaving a ton on the table. Maybe just do one more year and then call it. And then you got, yeah. But, yeah, that's a question I would want to ask him. I haven't talked to him in quite some time. Is do you still want to be out there?
And with the suspension, he doesn't get that PGA Tour retirement fund.
Oh.
So that's another factor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to get into that, too, by the way. How do you get back, right?
Yeah,
If you left?
exactly.
Okay. Just going to keep these bad boys going there, Matthias.
Yeah, you might as well.
I mean,
We do. I just found out that we've got a problem with the million stream. Let's see what we got going on.
now it's the 100,000 stream. What's going on here?
I don't know. Apparently it's not working. Well, I'm not going to be able to get to that right now. So, if hopefully there's not too many people on. I see a certain somebody is over there and is just like, what's wrong with the stream? Sorry about that.
Who's a certain somebody?
All right, let's
good.
keep it moving. Irish Open. So this one was kind of interesting. So Rasmus Højgaard wins by 1 over Rory McIlroy. Rory 3-putts the 17th hole and ends up losing by 1.
Again?
He's
fucking
cooked. I was about to ask him, like, is Rory McIlroy ever going to recover from yet another 3-putt that cost him a big victory?
It's so hard to have your career just go like and just be that little diamond at the top, and it's fragile, and it's just too many fuck ups, and I think he's just gonna sail right here, like forever.
Yeah.
Might be stuck there. Might see moments of brilliance, but could just be stuck there.
Well, and that's what's interesting about Rory is that his ball striking is still so good, and even under pressure, his ball striking was good. It's literally the fact that the flat stick just leaves him. And now, is he getting to the age to where all this scar tissue from these missed putts, all of a sudden it can affect you to where you don't have a chance to close out these tournaments anymore because you're fighting demons the entire time?
Well, yeah, your brain starts tossing electrical signals into your hands, and before you know it, you're Michael J. Fox, and you're trying to win a golf tournament, and yeah, all that doubt and like you know how it goes. Like it just goes zap over, done. So I don't know. Rory 2-putted the first one, went off the green.
It did.
Was it that bad?
I
didn't see it.
He blasted one, like, I would probably say 10 feet past. I mean, he just hammered it. It was one of those to where, like, when you have like a longish putt, like 30 feet, and all of a sudden you're under pressure.
Yeah.
You just blow it by.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, a bomb just went off in my hand.
And now
that happened to Rory.
And now you're walking. Now you're staring at that next one.
Yeah. And Rory clearly missed the next one.
I put money on the fact this is not going away anytime soon. This is going to be a thing for him. What do you think?
I think there is a time when you get to the point to where you just have too much scar tissue and you start becoming like Bernard Langer to where you got the yips and you need to cheat and anchor your putter in order to actually win golf tournaments again. So maybe Rory has to go to a long putter and indirectly anchor it with his forearm. Maybe he needs to go talk to Bernard Langer.
Yeah, he could give Longhart a call. See how he's banging,
Yeah. I like what
Longhart, what are you doing? I don't know, man. I'm cheating. I just tuck my arm in and nobody says shit to me because I'm on the senior tour and nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah. It's all valid. All valid. So yeah, Rory loses. I mean, the bigger story is really Rasmus Højgaard is an up and coming stud, and him and his twin brother, which it was kind of a funny story this morning. I saw Billy Horschel was telling it out on the range that I forget who the hell that came up to him and was like, "Hey, is that Rasmus over there?" And Billy Horschel was like, "Yeah, Rasmus is the one with the longer hair." So apparently they both like grew out their hair recently.
Okay.
So they look identical again because they're identical twins. And sure enough,
Oh, they are.
yeah.
Oh, I
So
didn't know that.
sure
Okay.
enough, whoever it was, I can't remember who it was that Billy Horschel told to go to that. Oh yeah, that's Rasmus. So he goes up, congratulates him, comes back and goes, "You fucking asshole, that was Nikolai." And he goes, how am I supposed to know? So he's telling the story on the range to Rasmus about the fact that, oh yeah, you and your brother look absolutely identical right now, because we could always tell Nikolai because he had the short hair, but now he's got long
Now
hair
they
like
both-
you.
Oh,
yeah.
boy.
So they're really starting to mess with some people.
That's good.
Yeah, fun times there. Now, we also got, on the other hand, the Procore Championship. All right. The Procore Championship was out in Napa Valley. This is where all the players were going to French Laundry, enjoying some wine, bringing their wives, having a good time. And what we were talking about last week, with this being kind of the proving grounds for veterans to get their cards back and stuff like that, this is exactly what happened. Patton Kazire ends up winning. He didn't even have his PGA Tour card. He had conditional status right now.
What?
And so he ends up winning by 5, which, how can a tour like the PGA Tour in a moment like this make it more interesting from a broadcast, from a media, from a content standpoint? Because my God, I tuned in to PGA Tour Live Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I just wanted to rip my eyeballs out. I was so
They weren't
bored.
pumping this up.
I was so bored.
I mean, there's a playbook. There's a little movie called Tin Cup, like something to that effect. Blow it out of the water. Sensationalize the fact that this guy didn't even have his card and he's leading a PGA Tour event by multiple shots.
yeah,
There's got to be some backstory to him, right?
there's got to be, but there's no like little segments about Napa Valley, having guys go out and try some wine and stuff like that. Those are the little segments that I used to enjoy. CBS does a good job with those like little segments.
Yeah.
There's none of that. So it's literally just watching golf with announcers that talk like this, and that is a great shot.
Who's in charge
out
of this
Patton
shit, dude?
Kazire, and he is about to go and make himself a par. This is fantastic stuff here at Napa Valley at the Procore Championship. And I don't mean to like give the broadcast guys
good.
like, I don't mean to give them shit about this, because I know that's a tough gig. You've got a producer in one ear trying to tell you stuff. You're trying to continue your sentence out to everybody else. And there's not enough stories that these guys know in order to keep you entertained
Be
throughout.
fucking better, because there's plenty of people out there that can do it better than that, right? Send in a resume. I mean, fuck.
I feel like they got to give us like the Ocho on this. Like, just give us like something so that we can show the audience a little bit, and we'll put together some segments as well around going out to Napa Valley. Maybe it's me and you. Maybe it's the broadcasters go out and have a little night on the town, and they record some content and they get some funny moments and stuff like that.
We may never get PGA Tour media credentials, and I'm okay with that. And I pretty
too.
much come to think when I first started working with you, I was like, man, this, maybe we. Now it's like, no, probably because of me, we're gonna fucking do that. But when they have the West Coast swing, maybe next year,
Yeah.
we should plan way in advance to be on site at these events.
You know what somebody said?
We can network our way in somehow to at least sit down like where the players are at after golf.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah.
Because there was somebody who really wanted us to do a simulcast. I forget who it was.
With?
One of our audience members. No, me and you, without having the PGA Tour
Oh, I saw that.
up.
Yeah, I saw that. Without, so you don't get in trouble. for it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which we could do that. Like, we could have it on a TV, and we're just filming us, and we can do kind of play-by-play. And it would be a kind of a partner cast to where you would have to be watching the PGA Tour on your TV probably, and then have your phone or tablet or whatever, laptop, watching us do the play-by-play.
Now, it's going to smoke us on audio too, though, right? We can't have like PGA Tour audio on the stream.
We wouldn't. We would probably just mute that, and we would just talk about what we're seeing.
Oh,
I think that would be quite fun. We got to figure out an event to do that for, like the appropriate event to do it. And yeah, like I said, I think we build out a couple little segments ahead of time and put those in while there's some downtime, maybe commercials are going on.
well, the best part would be like not even the golf. It would be shitting on the actual announcers that are
That would probably be part of it.
yeah, like you can have an earbud in listening to what they're saying, and then we'll be like, okay, this guy's talking about complete fucking trash.
Yeah.
Okay, I love this idea.
I do too. I think it could be something.
Trot, of course, he says you start November the Schwab Cup with Langer.
Here, I'll put it back up.
God, he just fucking loves this guy. Bothers me so much.
Now, here's the thing. So, Austin, Colt was in out there. Colt does a pretty good job on the PGA Tour Live, but it's a different version of Colt. It's not the Colt from the podcast. They have toned him down quite a bit.
It's not the Colt from real life either.
No. Yeah, so those are two different things. But that's my whole point on the PGA Tour and this Procore Championship. One, the branding's off. Let's stop calling it the Fall Series, right? Let's call this something else for the B tier. I'm going to call it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to call it the lower tier, but these guys are in the B tier of the PGA Tour. These guys are fighting for something. Mm-hmm. Can we get steal relegation from Live Golf? I don't care. Something.
However you want to, there has to be a heightened sense of what this means to play well this time of year, because you could very well play your way into a life-changing series of events.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what I would like to see. Some branding being different. I would love to see them creating and curating some more content. I'm excited to see what the strategic sports group's influence on them is going to be. I thought with the Creator Classic, that was a little bit of their influence, but I'm like, where's the influence now? Like, this kind of fell flat in my opinion and just wasn't a great event.
I'm with you.
So,
yeah.
By the way, Patton Kizzire ends up winning by 5, having a huge moment in his career to get his PGA Tour card back.
How old is he?
This was a huge thing.
How old's Patton?
I mean, I would probably say in his 30s,
So-
like maybe mid-30s.
This is like we're extending the job here. Like
Yeah.
we're back. We're making a lot of money. This life I've been like, dude, that's huge.
It's huge.
And we didn't blow that up. We didn't go show a family story about how things have gotten tough, and we were thinking about hanging them up. And yeah, is that going to come out now? Are they going to do it after the fact?
Probably.
That's what they always do. They're like,
but,
well, this.
But they do it on such a small level with their little media team. It's just not great. It's not great. All right.
Too bad his last name's not McCock.
Oh, good.
It's childish. It's childish. Sorry, I've had a couple beers.
Or McCockner.
Yeah. No, his first name is Patton. That'd be super weird. Come on now.
Patton McCockner.
Cut. All right.
Okay. Swanee style segment. That got us through. I can't believe we already finished the best from the pro golf last week.
Did we?
Yeah. Look at that. It was we did talk about the Solheim Cup. We did talk about Live Golf Chicago. Did talk about Irish Open. We did talk about the Procore Championship. So we're on to the Swanee style segment, folks. We're already here.
It's the lubrication.
Man. And we're just flying tonight.
WD-40 of life.
Yeah.
Right
So the Swanee style segment. Did you get a chance? Please tell me you caught, at least on Instagram, what the Live Golf Individual Championship ring looked like?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I did. Of course I did.
What are your thoughts on that ring?
It looks like something Dave Chappelle would wear when he was playing Prince on the Chappelle show. That's the best way I could put it. Like, oh, where my hoes at? Like, where's the cane that comes with it? They beat them bitches.
It was pimp.
Dogs, not women. Don't get it.
Yeah, don't get it twisted.
Don't beat dogs either. Sorry.
Don't do that.
I'm just gonna go retract that.
Yeah, don't be doing that. Now, Yeah, I think your thoughts are pretty well spoken there on that.
You liked it? You want one or maybe a replica?
I mean, I kind of am picturing a pimp now in like a top hat, cane, the whole like green or yellow suit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Like spinning like a zoot suit chain, everything. Like,
Man,
dude, you know what I might do is like I might go to Michael's this weekend
and just get a replica.
no, like make my own replica with like this giant jewel on it and like this big sticking off my pinky and just be like, yeah, man, just.
Oh gosh. The other side to this is that there was a diamond ball marker inside. How quickly does that thing get lost?
Gone.
Gone.
How pissed would you be? Probably not. You'd be like, it's
Nah.
it's not like it was a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah. It's like it's a fucking live golf ring.
B League ring.
Okay. And then there's a QR code inside. Now, what is the QR code do? No idea yet.
No, they said what it is. It doesn't it like pull up the moment or something?
It could.
I'm making that up, but that's what I.
But is John Rahm heading to a party, putting up the ring, and having somebody QR scan that
fucking
thing?
scan it.
And then it only fit onto his pinky. So
Yeah.
it was a little pinky ring, little pinky ring.
What do you
Say
think
that
John
5 times
Rahm's
fast.
beard smells like?
Not good. Not good.
I don't think it smells good either.
No.
Should smell my beard though.
So the second part to this is, have you ever rocked a big championship ring like that ever in the past?
Have I?
Have you?
No. I've never won a big championship before.
Me neither. And I've won a championship, but
What'd
I've
you win?
never got a ring.
What'd you win?
My high school golf team, my senior
That's
year,
not a
we
big
won the.
championship.
Well, I mean that's about
We
the only
won that, too.
championship. I mean GCU we didn't win.
Don't say you won a big championship.
That was
Come on.
no nothing at that level. But we didn't get rings for that. So you know how they have like the senior rings, like the Jocelyn rings.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we didn't get that.
My parents opted out of paying for that.
And by the way, Anti-Live, we have not talked about that yet. We'll be
What's
getting
that?
to that in a little bit. About the PGA Tour players demanding Live players to be Indian givers.
Well, they're like, yeah, we'll get into that. I have some thoughts on that.
Yeah.
It is a badass ring. It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever eat those when you were a kid?
The ring pop?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I love ring pops.
I keep one of those in my pocket every day.
See, Kyle knows what I'm talking about with the Jocelyn rings. He's got a high school ring. Is it Jocelyn? Is that your high school ring you got? I never got one.
God, I went to my parents. I was like, yeah, you can get all this shit for graduating. There's like this and
Oh,
this.
you know what? You're right.
And if you give me like $120, they'll give me this fucking ring that says you got a 2.5 or better. But it's only, well, I was like, no, you're right. Keep that. More groceries.
Yeah, I love items, and I never even asked my parents for one of those rings. So that tells you a little something. My stance on those rings is I would never wear it, even if I was like I was an NBA champion
I would wear a fucking
NFL,
NBA champion
or NFL.
Oh, I would wear that. I would get that. I would have the ring cut down the middle and pierced into my nose like a bullet.
Okay, I'm full of shit. You're right. I would.
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
You would wear that.
I would.
Absolutely.
I would. You're right.
Yeah. It's a big championship. It's a major award.
So the next part to this, which I actually commented when Torquay, which is Joaquin Neiman's team, was like showing it off before the tournament because Joaquin had a chance to win it.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, what would you do with this? And I'm like, it'd either go to the auction or it'd be at a pawn shop.
It'll be on fucking eBay tonight.
What do
you think it's worth?
And then I commented on Liv too. So Liv's probably not thrilled that I was joking around, first of all, okay? But what are the odds that we see this thing 10, 15, 20 years down the road at an auction or in a pawn shop?
If anybody but John Rahm won it, that might be true. I feel like he's the type of guy that just doesn't give a fuck. That's going to stay locked away, and somebody's going to have to break into his house and steal it for that to happen.
You think so? You think this is a prized possession for John?
I don't even think that. I just don't think he's going to be like that thing's just going to go in some drawer somewhere.
Okay, let me put it for you this way. Hypothetically, if Liv goes away this year, what happens to that ring in 5 years?
It's valuable.
Think so?
Fuck yeah.
Well, I think from a collector standpoint, yeah.
Yeah, somebody's gonna want that thing because it's.
But
gonna
is
be
it
the
going to
only
be
one.
John Rahm?
I mean, depends. Like if you run out of money, maybe. This is what I'm saying.
Ooh, Kyle, I'm throwing this up there. This is actually pretty good. He says,
be a badass Rolling, know me?
I think it should. I
It
would
should.
like a Rolex a lot more than a ring.
Well, I would too. You know, especially with a ring with a ball marker. Maybe a Rolex with a ball marker.
Yeah. That ball marker is going to find its way into somebody's pocket.
You know, what'd be really cool is if the ball marker's lost, like at a bet at Silverleaf.
Oh,
Like somebody plays them and they're like, you know, I'll press you on the back, but I want the ball marker from that fucking ring.
this could happen.
Or, you know, you win $5 million or something fucking stupid. Like, it'd be really cool if that kind of a story comes out. Anyways, are we getting off track here a little on the ring?
Little bit, but, you know, that was kind of my thoughts as well. I mean, so what's the end verdict for this ring?
I think I would tear out my left eye and replace it with that ring.
You would have an L for an eyeball?
Yeah. You ever seen, like, Last Action Hero, the dude with the crazy eye? I would do the live ring as an eyeball and walk around with no depth perception.
Now, because of Jim Carrey, Lahu, Zahur, in high school, we would always throw up the L for losers. So I don't know if I would want an L in my eyeball.
It's a live L. It's different.
Is it?
How much is that ring worth? What is it, like fucking 9
It's a lot of
carats
it's
or
a
some
lot of
shit?
money.
100 grand,
There's a
200
lot
grand?
of diamonds in
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
If you had a live ring eyeball, do you have? Yeah.
Yeah.
You
All
wouldn't
right.
be able to live a normal life. You'd have some.
I think we're on different sides on this. I don't think I would touch the live golf ring. I think I would probably sell it. I don't know how I would feel about it. Like if you're John Rahm, are
You would
really,
sell it?
Are you really that pumped up about that ring? After that season, like that was too easy for him to win that thing.
Because I've recently gotten into collecting things.
Yeah,
That would be something that I would, if
I
I
get
wanted, I'd be like, there's not going to probably be another one of these for like the rest of time. I'm probably going to need to be the guy that hangs on to this and passes it down to whatever. Maybe I'd probably give it to a homeless guy.
That's fair.
Okay.
Trot says it's a trophy. I think he's got a trophy with the Live Golf Chicago event.
What did the trophy look like? Was it the same thing?
The trophy was massive. The trophy was big.
It was like a car trophy?
But it wasn't for the individual player championship. It was for the Live Golf Chicago event, I believe. I didn't pay that much attention to it, to be honest.
Okay. Well,
and I do a lot of research around this stuff, and I just wasn't that engaged around it. So, anyways, also part of our Swannies style segment, folks. The Swannies luggage giveaway. This is going to end on Thursday. So Thursday at 12 p.m. Pacific time, the contest is going to conclude. So if you haven't gone on to the Pull Hook Golf Instagram page, there is 3 things, well, 4 technically, in order to become eligible for this. You got to follow Pull Hook Golf and Swannies Golf. You got to like the post, and you have to tag your typical foursome in the comments. You also need to share the post as well, which is just common courtesy. But again, this is going to conclude on Thursday, September 19th at 12 p.m. Pacific time. We'll be going live at 1 p.m. Pacific on Instagram to announce the winner. There you go. There you have it, folks.
That was really
you still got time, okay? And you can also use Pull Hook Golf 35 at checkout as your promo code at swannies.co for 35% off your order for a temporary amount of time.
that was nice.
Okay.
That's really nice, actually.
So we got that going for us.
I could learn from that.
Which is nice. Now, the 2024 BMW PGA Championship at Wentworth is really the only golf tournament we have this week. So the PGA Tour is not happening because the President's Cup is next week. However, we do have the BMW PGA Championship, and a lot of guys are playing in it. Okay?
It's a big event.
Big event. It's happening over in England. It's a par 72, 7,267 yards. Just a great golf track. A lot of people have heard of Wentworth Club.
Yeah.
Wentworth Golf Club. I believe it just goes by Wentworth Club because it is that known over there. But there's like a castle.
Is it private?
It's actually right behind us. The golf course, that is.
Oh, this is it.
Yeah.
That's on brand.
Yeah. But there's like a castle for the clubhouse. It's
Really?
Pretty sick.
You
I
been
should have put that behind me. No, I was looking at it when I was going through images to use as our backdrop
See,
tonight.
how do we get to the point where we're there? We need to be there.
We need to be there. Fuck. I know. That's what I'm saying. But there's some notable players this week. Rory McIlroy's back again, and he's the favorite this week at plus 550. So I'm sure the odds makers are sitting there going, his ball striking was so good last week that
if he just fucking does something.
yeah, then
with a putter.
he's got a good chance of winning.
That's probably fair.
Tommy Fleetwood is plus 1,000. Got Adam Scott at plus 1,400. Shane Lowry plus 1,400. Aaron Rye plus 1,800. Billy Horschel plus 2,000. Ben On at plus 2,500. Alex Noren plus 2,500. Good old Bobby McIntyre at plus 2,500. Matt Fitzpatrick, don't confuse him with Matthew, at plus 2,800. And Rasmus Højgaard at plus 3,000, who won last week. Who's your pick this week, Butsy?
Got to go with the lefty.
Love that. Good old
Yeah.
Bobby Mack. Okay.
Mac.
I'm going to go with my guy, Aaron Rye, Mr. Consistency.
You like Rye.
2 gloves,
Brought him
baby.
up before.
He's just very consistent. He's a very consistent golfer, and I think if he plays pretty well this week, he's got a chance.
What does Trot say? Going with that beep Rose this week. Oh, yeah, you put it up. Okay.
There you go. There you have it. All right. Now, this is the moment everybody I know has been waiting for, which is the PGA Tour and PIF negotiations update, because we've got the latest for you around all of this. But we're gonna have a little segment here around this whole entire ordeal, because
I think this is going to be
guess
a long
what?
segment.
The meeting itself was on 9/11 in New York City. So I ask you, Butsy, was the meeting just poor timing, or was it something that the Saudis wanted in order to send a message to show everybody who's in control?
Oh, this is a tough one for me because there's a little conspiracy theorist in me, and I have done the research on 9/11.
Put on the tin hat.
It's been on for a long time. Yeah. But, yeah, I don't know. I think it's more of a publicity stunt than it is anything else. Showing who's in charge, I don't know. Like, if I was trying to get along with people and forge a deal and be loved and accepted, that's not the way I would do it. So, not real sure why they picked that day.
You could pick a lot of other days.
You could have this might have just gone under the radar and nobody went, "Oh." Or do you think it was on purpose?
I think it was on purpose.
You think it's intentional 100%?
No, not 100%. I'm probably like 68%.
They're like, "We'll fly that plane in that building again, bitch."
Because that's just bad timing. You're like, oh, yeah, let's meet in New York City on 9/11. I don't think that was coming from the PGA Tour side, although Tiger had an event happening in New York City around the same time. So
Tiger agreed to meet at this event, correct?
yeah, he was there.
So it can't be that bad.
Well, the 9/11 families and their group were furious.
I'm
Just absolutely
sure
furious.
on paper it looks like shit, but I don't know. There's a lot to that story, obviously. Don't know where you stand or what kind of research you've done. Take all that out of it, though. I think we're really close to hearing some pretty crazy news about what's going on with this merger.
You're about to,
What do you think?
because
What's your prophecy on this?
first off, PIF went around the PGA Tour to try to strike a deal with the DP World Tour, because there's some events that these guys want to play in. So, for instance, John Rahm wants to play over in Spain coming up, and I forget exactly what date that tournament is happening, but John Rahm has said, I am not paying penalties to come play in this event. So that's the sticking point.
What's the proposed penalty?
That's a good question.
A percentage of what you left for? Or?
It's got to be based off of something along those lines.
And I kind of see that. It's like, hey, you left for all this money. Why don't you pay it back if you want to come back here?
Yeah, and here's the thing. The PIF has done this and paid for other guys' fines, like a Laurie Cantor and a John. I don't know if John Catlin was one of them, but Laurie Cantor was one, and there was one other person that I can't think of their name. It might have been Dean Burmester, might have been one of them as well, who ended up getting fines paid for. But a couple guys have had their fines paid for. PIF was trying to slide it to them as, hey, we're paying off these guys' fines, so nobody else is going to be fined by you. Players are going to be able to go back and forth now between DP World Tour and Live Golf.
As originally designed.
Yep. And sure enough, DP World Tour said no.
Ooh.
So my question to you is, were they influenced by
For sure.
a certain group?
For certain. Why would they say no?
That's the $1 million question. I do think that in my research that PIF was trying to pay off these fines and get a little investment into the DP World Tour.
Oh.
So
Well, that's
that could be a little different
That's
as well.
different. But otherwise, just flat out saying no for any reason of spite in the world, somebody's saying, hey. But is there an involvement, like with the PGA Tour and DP? Like, do they have
There's a little bit.
concerted agreement?
Yeah, because they've got the whole top 10 players from the DP World Tour next year or the following year end up getting PGA Tour status and so forth. So there's this whole agreement, and some of the SSG money that came in is going to be filtered through to the DP World Tour. So the DP World Tour is in bed a bit with the PGA Tour for sure.
They should make them donate half of the money that they won or took to leave to charity. Not to be paid to the PGA Tour, but to be paid to like a charity of choice.
It could end up happening because guess what? That is the next part of all of this.
For real?
Yeah.
No way.
In the negotiations, they are having a really tough time getting over the one sticking point, which is that players want guys like Jon Rahm to pay back the money. They want somebody like him who just went over to pay back the $300+ million that he got.
You know, here's what I want to know. I want to know how many people wanted to go to the Live Tour that we don't fucking know about, that didn't get an invite, that offered themselves up to be a part of it, that never got a deal. And if any of those people are the ones bitching about paying the money back, go fuck yourself. Like, because I know that's true. I know that to be true. That there is absolutely a huge audience of people that played on the PGA Tour that were not invited and didn't get a deal. And you know that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it certainly has gone down, and a lot of people don't realize how many people wanted to go over to Live, to your point.
It would be super sick if the PGA Tour just said, fuck it all, come on back, let's act like it never happened. And golf fans would be like, yes. Like, thank you. We don't have to deal with all your bullshit. I don't know. I might be drunk.
Well, here's the thing. I think the PGA Tour players are a little petty in kind of sticking it to these guys and don't want them to come back without having to give up the majority of their money. Now, they did say that, hey, if you don't want to pay fines, that's fine. You guys can donate the money to charities, or you can forfeit your future earnings on the PGA Tour when you come back. So if you win a tournament, guess what? That's all going back to the PGA Tour. That's crazy, right?
That's weaselly. Excuse me. I don't know. So wait, back that up. Say that one more time so that my slow ass brain can understand that.
Yeah. So, and by the way,
So you could donate
this is according to Bloomberg and what they reported. So, PGA Tours want players like Jon Rahm to pay back the money they were contracted by Live, whether it be in fines, donations to charity, or forfeiting future earnings.
So they're not saying pay us the money you won or the money that you took.
They're giving them basically options. They're saying, hey, you can either pay it back in fines, you can donate it to charities of our choice, or you can forfeit your future earnings when you come back and potentially win.
So I'll donate my future earnings, but you, PGA Tour, have to open up your books and show everybody how you operate as a nonprofit. Deal?
Well, here's the other side to this.
They probably
The
don't
live
do that.
players are stating they are unwilling to pay any fines or concede any money that they earn by joining live, obviously.
Wait. One more time. This side's not working.
Live players have stated they are unwilling to pay any fines or concede any money whatsoever that they earned by joining live. So the tour players feel like what they did by joining live damaged the PGA Tour's product, even though they're being paid more money than ever in order to compete with live, and they want that money to come back to the PGA Tour.
I like what you just said. Even though the product itself resulted in you making 4x what you could have made 5 years ago.
Yeah. So,
It's weird how that happened, right?
yep.
Yeah.
Now,
That's the monkey in the room.
as Anti-Live is asking here, any deal with PIF since... So,
We got a little fart brew.
one thing you guys will always come to... Oh, no, please don't. We're in a small, tight room. Oh, no.
I don't know if that was a fart.
No, that sounded like it might have gotten on your drawers.
I would just institute mouth breathing from now on. Don't use your nose. Anyways, carry on.
I don't want to taste it.
Your mustache is like slowly burning off.
I'm like holding my breath.
No.
All right.
Carry
So
on.
this is what I was talking about, where I was on the phone quite a bit when I heard the news about this meeting, trying to get to the bottom of what happened thereafter. Because obviously you guys know from listening to this podcast that there is a lot of U.S. government involvement here that is potentially stalling everything out. I happen to believe, in some of the conversations that I've had, that this is all a smokescreen. This is a buy us more time. And
What do you mean by that?
because remember a few months back, they had struck a deal, right? That all the reports, and I had confirmed it,
The deal was
that it was just about ready to be signed. Remember when all the tour players were all giddy?
But-
What was that? The PGA Championship?
but the PGA Tour didn't like that deal for a number of reasons.
No. But that was the thing. Like, they were pretty much ready to sign. Liv might not have loved. Well, the whole story was that the deal was done, and basically they just needed to put pen to paper, and it would be a done deal. And that an announcement would be shortly coming, blah, 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 right? Then all of a sudden, it backtracked hard to where then we went through where Monahan was like, we cannot negotiate in public, so on and so forth. And everything went super quiet. Even my sources were just like, hey, man, we're not hearing anything at all right now.
Why?
That's the $1 million question, right?
This is what I just said. Wasn't the why? Hey, we're gonna investigate your books.
Well,
Like,
the
we're gonna
U.S.
start
government
looking
for
at how-
sure. And
That's the part.
yeah.
Wasn't that like that happened right at the time? They were like, we got this shit figured out. That's what I'm saying. Like, isn't that like the wrench
yeah,
that happened?
that is the monkey wrench that happened. Now
Is that
they
confirmed?
They met again, right? So they met again, and this is the outcome now from their last meeting. That once again, I feel like they have to come out and say something. Everybody knows that they met. They have to say something.
I like that comment though.
Which one?
Why are our slaves in government even involved in this? Because there's a lot of fucking money involved.
There is so much money involved. There is,
Anytime there's a lot of money involved, they're involved.
yeah.
I've learned that as an adult. Anytime there's a lot of money, some asshole is just magically
They appear.
shows up with his little fairy asshole wings. There. Yeah.
Yep. So that's about as much as I can tell you, is that from talking to all of my sources and everything,
interesting.
this is kind of a smokescreen that they were supposed to have already figured out the fines that guys were going to pay and everything. And for the live players to all of a sudden state that they are not willing
Not
to pay
budging.
any fines whatsoever, that is brand new. Okay. And Rom has been saying this about the DP World Tour. So I get where that like rhetoric, they're like, oh, let's run with that.
Let me ask you, Matt. If you took $300 million to go play live for the last fucking, what has it been, 3 years now? 2 or 3?
3.
3, okay. And we're finally at a juncture where everybody gets to play in the sandbox again. But you need to get back 100 mil. But this could all be erased, and you could make golf history again and be part of the tradition and play those events and play these events. Are you paying that?
I think the biggest question there off of that is, in all of this, does live still exist post a deal being done? Or
Well,
are the players forced to come back and play on the PGA Tour? Because that could be the one thing to where I see, oh, I'm not paying fines to be forced to come back.
it has to exist, because the whole point of investing that amount of money in doing this in the first place was to have a seat at the golf table, right? So somehow they have to have a stake in the game. They're not going to let it just like, okay, we're just go back over there and we're done. That would defeat the whole point of the investment, right?
But remember, they would be willing for a rebrand, for all of these things to
Sure.
be different, to be brought under the PGA Tour umbrella, and all of this to start becoming.
Which I think they would probably be, and I'm just speaking, I don't know for sure, but I think the whole goal at the onset of this was to have a piece in the golf world. If that rebrand and like the tour manages it now and it's not called live or whatever the fuck they end up doing with it, if it still means that somehow the Saudis have a stake in the game, I think they would be agreeable to something, at least something like that. Because I think the whole point was to do that in the first place, right?
Yeah.
That was the whole point of the whole deal.
Yeah.
They did it with soccer, like, and a multitude of other sports internationally. So I don't know. Kyle, why aren't you playing in the grass league? Because I play pro, man.
So
You don't let pros play, man.
Trot's asking about the grass league, and I will just say that I am playing the worst golf in probably the past 20 years right now.
What?
Absolutely the worst. Dude,
When'd you play?
I played. It was a last
You
minute
didn't tell me
deal.
this.
I know. It was a last
I
minute
wouldn't have
deal
told me this either.
out of Mountain Shadows the day before that they went into overseed. And sure enough, they trimmed down. Greens were super hard or firm.
Play with your boy there, the
Yeah.
Sultan.
And sure enough, I think I shot like 22 over.
That Mountain Shadows? No, you didn't.
It was bad.
That's not
man.
possible.
It was bad.
You would have had to throw it.
It was bad.
All right.
But I also realized that I'm like the happiest I've ever been in my life, and I actually don't really care that I'm bad at golf right now. Is that weird?
It will pass.
It will pass.
Bad golf will pass. Bad life is a shitty thing to get
Yeah.
past. So
Yeah.
good for you, dude.
I appreciate it, man.
What's this? What is the true glow is divine? I've been seeing this.
So these
Are
are
you talking to these
non-alcoholics, or not
Oh,
alcoholics.
you're on these fucking weird wellness drinks.
They're like mood enhancers.
Oh yeah, no, I
Yeah.
know all about all.
Yeah, they got some peptides in here.
What kind of peptides?
Collagen. Yeah.
Saffron and turmeric, good for the
Yep,
liver.
and then a little bit of caffeine, vitamin C, D3 plus
There's
zinc.
only 33 milligrams of caffeine.
Yeah, crazy, huh? Yeah, really changes up your mood. It actually has a disclaimer: may cause smiling at strangers.
You know, this does too. See this? It's right here.
Yeah,
Lager
the mountain
filtered
spring water from
packaged.
Colorado. Fantastic stuff.
God damn, it's been a while since I choked down a bunch of these. Like, I usually don't drink beer.
So,
It's
final
real.
verdict around the entire live golf, PIF, PGA Tour meetings, so on and so forth is I got a feeling, folks, that this is just a smoke screen. That's what they're not telling you. It is just buying more time to try to get to the bottom of all of this.
And here's the good news. The conversation's happening. Right?
It's been happening.
Yeah, but this is
that's
a
why
substantial step.
that's why it went so quiet, though. Like all this stuff, whenever there is things to talk about, it gets leaked out to the media, right? There's sources that want to share, that want to, kind of create the narrative around all of this.
Yeah.
And that's what we've become accustomed to. However, that period of silence, that 3 months or so, to where we didn't hear shit. Sources weren't saying anything. Nothing was coming out. And then all of a sudden this, this seems like we took 5 steps back.
Pay your money back. Yeah, it's a tough deal.
Yeah. I just don't see it. I don't see that.
You think we've digressed?
I think we have fully digressed.
Okay.
I don't think it's accurate.
Well, if you put a time frame on it, what do you think? Are we actually going to figure this out before the end of the year?
No, I don't think this deal happens.
You just think it's like, all right, you got Liv and
it's too sketchy.
Right
It's too sketchy. What's causing the delay, in my opinion, from the information that I have, I will say that I think they do not want the government oversight to come in on this deal.
No.
PGA Tour doesn't want to open up their books. PIF does not want U.S. involvement whatsoever. They're trying to get around it all with this structure of a for-profit business, all this and that. However, what everybody is saying is that they're never going to get this through. So they just keep passing time because they don't want it to be super sketchy. Now they're building a little bit of a narrative around the fact that, there is this huge sticking point, and we may never overcome this because both sides are going to be so stubborn around the fact that the LIV golfers refuse to pay a fine and the PGA Tour is not willing to budge. They want them to pay a fine to come back. To me, this is a non-starter. Everybody knew from the beginning.
I'm with you on that.
Right? Let's think back in time to 8 months ago. Everybody knew that, and even before that, when Jay Monahan announced the framework agreement with the Asir, the LIV guys were going to be paying a fine to come back. It really depends on how much of a fine they would be paying to come back and be eligible to play back on the PGA Tour. Now that's gone. Now we've digressed completely back from the very beginning on this whole entire thing, and LIV golfers are just going to take the stance that absolutely we're not paying any fines whatsoever.
So, I think I'm with you. We're back at square one. So what does that mean?
That means to me that a deal isn't going to happen. That this is their beginning of, from a PR standpoint, of being able to state, okay, everything fell apart. Now, don't come looking, U.S. government, don't come looking at the PGA Tour's books. This just fell apart. It's a natural deal, just fell apart.
So we're right back to there's the LIV Tour and there's a PGA Tour, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, then
how long how long are the Saudis willing to keep paying money?
Are we just going to run this out, and in 10 years we're going to be like, well, that was pretty fucking cool for a little bit.
Remember the LIV Golf League?
Yeah, they'll be like, they tried to do it, and they actually got it done for a little bit, and unfortunately it was funded by the Saudis, so the whole fucking thing fell apart.
It's true.
Is that how we're going to herald this?
I think
and then
so.
Everybody that got caught up, they made a bunch of money, but they could have been. Wow.
Well, all those contracts are coming up. That's the other side of this entire thing.
I don't think I understood the gravity of this before. Damn.
Yeah.
You got players that could have made a mark on history that may lose that opportunity in the wake of a couple $100 million, which I would lose that opportunity too. Wouldn't you?
Well, the crazy thing is, the guys that contracts are coming due, technically they're team owners.
Yeah.
So what the hell is going to happen with them? They're not going to be able to just go back and play on the PGA Tour. They're going to have to pay these fines. That's what's crazy about this whole thing is we really don't know what it's going to look like next season. I imagine that the players quietly are going to renegotiate deals for new contracts with Live Golf. And from there, they still have their team ownership and everything, because the model for Live Golf is that each team is its own franchise, and they are the ones that start paying out contract money.
And I understand that that's what they want it to be, but
It's not there yet.
fuck no, dude. We're 3 years into this beta test, and their writing's on the wall. As a halfway decent business person, maybe not, but I'm going to go ahead and prophesize this right now. This is just going to turn into a burning bag of shit here in a couple of years. That's really what we're looking at.
Jeff, to answer your question here, do you think big name PGA Tour players keep jumping to Live Golf next season then?
I do.
I think there might be one or two. I think we're going to end up in the same situation we were last year,
Yeah.
where, like, you get John Rahm. Like, there may be a Victor Hovland that goes over to Live Golf. Like, I could see that. That would make sense based off of how Victor has felt and talked about the PGA Tour in a negative light.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
You're going to get a couple more. It's going to be a red dwarf star. They're going to get a few more. They're going to spend a few $100 million more. And then, yeah.
I just don't know what that limit is for the Saudis. Like,
well,
when do they just decide, all right, this has gone on long enough. This isn't going the direction we want it to be going.
you can't beat the PGA Tour. You're not going to oust them. So if you can't join them, right, which we're basically saying it's not looking like they're ever going to join up. So now you got to beat them with a better product. That's not going to happen. This has been going on for 100 years. People like the product better, unfortunately. You'd have to dump. This would cost billions of dollars over the next 10 years to even have a shot at sticking as an alternate tour that people accept. That's my prophecy.
It's a crazy,
You know?
it's a crazy economic, like, business that you just kind of look at it and go, man, are they really going to keep putting all this money into this golf league? Do they have the funds? Absolutely. But they're not idiots. Like, they're not just going to keep burning money.
Have they done this before? Do we have
They've bought other sports leagues, teams.
No, but like, have they failed before after a huge investment like they're doing
I don't think they have. I think this is the first.
That'd be a good thing to research. Like, what have they tried to get involved in before, and it didn't work out?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see what they've.
Yeah, this might be the first, but that is where this whole entire deal. It's getting a little stinky. A little stinky.
Now, if you're on tour, you're a rookie, and Liv's got a year and a half or 2 years of dying starlight where they're still going to dump a couple $100 million into a few players, or maybe they give you 50, 40, whatever. Are you foregoing what might be a tour career to take this and maybe it's done in a year? For, let's just say $40 million and you haven't made a cut yet.
It's a good question.
You know, what do you think?
I don't know.
Would you do it? Ask me.
Would you do it?
Fuck yeah. Instantly.
Instant.
I have more fun playing with my boys at a local country club anyways. Like, I don't give a fuck about the history of it.
Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it
Money
all
talks
kind of
shit once.
depends.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I got.
I might be drunk. What do we got here? Oh, boy. Not trying to count, but yeah. We're well into it here.
He's well in, folks. Anything else you want to cover tonight before we sign off?
No.
Trot's talking about the grass league again.
I mean, that's that. Let's get into
December?
the comments here. What do you guys want to cover?
So, Pro Scratch Grass League event in December. Kyle and Butsy need to play.
Like in what fashion?
I will say this, but Butsy is playing some great golf.
I'm a good par 3 guy.
Yeah, you got good hands. Like, great short game, great wedges.
Yeah, if I don't have to find a tee shot, like, I'm probably going to be a pretty good opponent out there.
Putting can be suspect.
It's here or there.
Yeah. But you get streaky at the right time.
Yeah.
You can drop a lot of putts out there. Get into the flow state, as we like to say.
Do you want to play golf this weekend?
Yeah, I
haven't
would.
played golf with you in a while.
I would like to play golf this
Okay, you're in.
weekend.
12 o'clock Sunday is officially booked.
Okay.
Saturday we're working on. We had the Shap Pine Skins game
Okay.
invite.
All right.
I'm not gonna make the trip. We're gonna play here. Anyways,
Wow. Lot of information to digest there. I'm not quite sure what was just said. Butsy has moved around a little bit with his putters lately.
Butsy's not with the lab. We're on Team PXG.
I'm still with the lab.
They've kind of taken that technology. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. Getting very similar results with an on-brand company that behooves me. If that makes sense.
Sure does.
Very, very much better for me to be putting with that than that for obvious reasons. And we're going to keep that alive because putts are dropping. And yeah.
There you go.
Ooh, was that a slur? Not quite.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
One more. Hang on.
He's got one more coming,
This
folks.
is the shit you need to clip, bro.
I know.
Like, this is the fucking
this is
bullshit.
the best stuff. Oh, anything else from our audience?
Trot, what are you putting with? And don't say your mom.
I think I could get my game in shape by December.
Your game is in shape, bro. I played with you, 30 times now?
Ball striking is never the, like,
I don't think you've accepted that you're a fucking great fucked up player. I think you'd like to think that that's not the case. And like, no. Well, then I go down.
is it
Black
because
Street.
I've been sober? My wife asked me that. She's like, are you playing bad because you're sober?
Yes.
Too mental, huh?
I say that with like a snake's hiss because it is a slippery slope. But yeah, no, I bet it is for sure. Now you're thinking about it. Think about when you go out there and have a bunch of beers and fuck
Yeah.
off. Like you ain't thinking about a goddamn thing.
It had been a long time since I just played sober.
Maybe you should say,
But-
I get a hall pass when I play golf, and you don't need to know about it. She's probably hearing that through the door right now and be like, that fat motherfucker needs to leave this house.
Oh man. No, I think there's some stuff I gotta work on.
Drinking. Gotta work on drinking. No, fuck. You got the True Glow.
True Glow.
Yeah.
I almost choked on this a few moments ago.
I saw
thought-
it sitting back here. I was like,
thought I
what
was-
the fuck is he like trying to promote back here?
I thought I was gonna die there for a second.
It's got the Kilt Lifter K in it too. Like, you know,
I'm gonna have to go back and revisit
you
when
know the
you
guy that-
asked about would you take the deal with Live Golf if you were a new tour member, blah blah blah. Like, and I sat back and I'm like, I think I might die right now because this went down wrong.
oh, you didn't get to like
No.
properly digest.
No, yeah. So
That? Well,
it
let's
got
ask
weird.
it again.
Go ahead.
So they talk about legacy, right? So
Yep.
like legacy. Legacy is the PGA Tour because it's the oldest game in town.
Yep.
Right? So, do you forego the opportunity to make your mark there? Although you're not even guaranteed that you're going to be on tour next year,
No,
right?
I'd take the money. Done. Live Golf. I would take it.
Just go watch reruns of Tiger and then ask yourself, am I going to fucking do that?
I've said this from the beginning. The guys
Okay, I'll
out
take
there,
the money.
the guys out there look like they're having more fun playing golf.
That's because they are.
Yeah.
There's less stress, like, and goddamn, I love the atmosphere. It's not sustainable long term though, and that's why I said what I said. Like, this is just going to be a
Bitch, I said what I said. I'll paint the town red.
what?
Little
Where'd that
Doja,
come from?
little Doja Cat for you.
probably
You ever heard
listen-
that song?
Well, you do.
Yeah.
You listen to that type of music. for
Listen,
sure.
it's solid. Bitch, I said what I said.
wait.
Matt, at GCU, did you ever drink and play? Yeah. Yeah, we definitely. Yeah. We had one guy who I will remain nameless.
You won't say his name?
I won't say his name. He might have been on the podcast. He might have an episode out there. He had to get high. And if he wasn't high, he wouldn't play well. And whenever the team would go travel, he would struggle at times because he couldn't get high. And whenever
he was a weed smoker.
Oh, big weed smoker. Yeah.
I just got a text that said, "Get off your phone." How ironic is that?
Not from me either.
No,
Yeah.
it was from the boss.
The boss.
Yeah.
All right. I think we should wrap it up. What do you think?
No, we got to keep this going for a couple hours. Just kidding.
Couple more hours.
No,
Okay,
I
here we
gotta
go.
piss and shit at
Strap
the
in,
same
folks.
time, so.
Get ready. Couple
I mean,
more
unless
hours.
somebody look here, let's do a count. We should start doing this. This is a stupid idea. We're gonna do a 30-second countdown where you get to leave a comment about something you want to talk about to keep the stream going. Otherwise, we're fucking done.
Oh wow. Yeah, I like that.
Maybe 10, so we're not like.
Yeah.
Okay. It already started, by the way.
I think there's a little delay too by the time it comes to us.
So
but
by the time the comments
yeah.
come in and we're talking, like, what do you think the delay is? Like 10 seconds?
yeah, at least. Probably 30.
That's why it looks like.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys
That's
are,
why it takes a little while.
I'm like, are you retarded? You type slow.
Everybody's
I want to. John
dun,
Rom's
dun,
beard
J O
aren't real
N
beard. They
space
are
R
toe hair
A
transplanted
H
from his feet.
M John Rahm.
Please click that.
Is Jay Monahan still liked by the PGA players? Great question, Jeff.
Jay Monahan is a robot.
Um,
He's not a real person.
man,
Look at his eyes.
that's actually a great question because for a while there, everybody was big fans of Jay Monahan. Even though all of this was going down and everything, I think the breaking point for all the players was when, what's his face? I can't think of his name, but the Wall Street hedge fund guy who was helping out the tour.
What?
Jimmy Dunn. When Jimmy Dunn
Who the fuck is Jimmy Dunn?
threw Jay Monahan under the bus and said, Jay told us to go work on a deal with PIF. That was not what Jay had told the players. Jay said that Jimmy Dunn and another gentleman, Ed Hercules.
Hercules.
I like that. That was good. Hercules. You got it, Hercules.
Hercules. Okay.
That they acted independently in going and talking to Yasir. So when the players found that out,
Yasir's the guy.
they got pretty bent out of shape. And, you know, a guy like Victor Hovland has been pretty public about his opinions and about the leadership. And I think that is probably, I would say, I can't really throw a percentage on it. I haven't talked to enough guys about it, but
You can.
it feels like at least half of the tour feels pretty betrayed by Jay Monahan and is not necessarily on his side anymore.
I would second that as well. I've heard that from a multitude of people. They do not trust their government.
No, they don't. He's burned some bridges with the players, that's for sure. He went from being a guy that was a player's guy, somebody that everybody like had a tough time not getting along with, to now all of a sudden he's kind of the bad guy.
Do you think if you were Jay Monahan, you would have navigated the situation differently?
Oh, 100%.
And how so?
I said it from the start of this podcast. Literally,
the
when this podcast started, I go, Jay Monahan made a PR debacle when he drew a line in the sand and all of a sudden gave all the attention to Live Golf.
Yeah.
And then from there, doing suspensions and so forth, even like let that tour die out. Like let it be what it is. It was never really going to take off, but he
Just leave
just
it
went.
alone.
He got so scared that, oh my God, they're going to destroy us.
Well, he saw a lot of defection.
He saw some defection,
Think
which
about it,
definitely,
like, you
but
can't-
no, but
this
in
is
the
what I'm saying, you
beginning,
can't blame
before the
him.
defection, he drew that line in the sand. I still remember it was at Riv. It was at the Genesis Open. He had a players meeting and literally drew the line in the sand that said, hey, if you go over there, you're suspended.
Yeah.
And guys got pissed. Guys don't
like
want to be
angrily,
told.
like angrily.
But guys don't want to be told what to do.
No.
It's like, hang on a second. Who the fuck are you?
If he hadn't done that and he said, "Hey, you want to go fucking take all that money and go play there? That's fine.
Yeah.
This is what we do here. We'll see you when we see you."
And then I felt like the second worst thing for Jay was pinning this as 9/11, like, and
fucking
your
pulling on the
ethics
heartstrings of
and
people that lost people.
that to me was fucked up.
This is fucking golf, bro.
Yeah. That was the second thing I felt like he did really, really wrong. And then I felt like he was playing catch up from that point forward on everything that he did. And I thought there got to a point to where he started doing some right things, but it was too late. And then when players started finding out about with Jimmy Dunn and so forth, and again, I think adding, oh boy, this is going to get me into some trouble.
Oh, I got something to say that probably get me in trouble too. So you go first.
That was a pretty good bait right there.
Go ahead.
I'm just going to say that adding an additional player so the players had complete control was probably a mistake as well.
And what I was going to say is, do you think Jay Monahan rides a mountain bike without a seat?
I think he rides one of those one-wheel Segways with a little button.
But it still has a seat post.
You think it has a seat post
Yeah,
with no seat?
No seat post. Jay's in.
Poor guy. That's
Thump.
tough. That's tough. Don't make a mistake.
Yeah, I already made it, but yeah, I don't know. It's tough. It's a tough ball of wax, dude. Like, this is like almost like COVID. Like when you go back and look at the inception of Live, and like everybody's freaked out, and who's gonna go, and are they taking over, and like nobody knew what the fuck was going on. And then as the dust settled, it's like, no, they picked a bunch of old and like upcoming players and some college dudes and try to do this thing that works in concert with the PGA Tour, and then they don't want to like play with us because we paid hundreds of millions of dollars, and now they want them to pay it back.
Yeah. It's just a debacle.
So what if you as the player say, I'll do it? Let's say a guy like Rom says, here, all right, I'll give you $150 million. I'll donate it to charity. Can I play in the BMW this week? Like,
Yeah, so for the DP World Tour,
what's the rules?
DP World Tour, if you just pay the fine, you can play. You can play in the event.
And what is the fine?
I don't know what John Rahm's is.
It's relative to what you took, right?
Yeah, Burmester to come back on, or was it Burmester or Laurie Cantor? I can't remember which one. It was like $2 million. But that's for a smaller guy. You know what I mean? I don't know if it is percentages based off of how much they made from Live Golf as to the penalty to come back. I don't know.
It's the first show we've done in a while where it looks like you're trying to be done versus me trying to be done. It's fucking awesome. I love it. I'm like trying to run it out because I'm drunk.
It is. It's so much fun when you're at the end of the show.
Oh, lubed up.
And you're lubed up,
like,
and it's
wow.
like, man, let's just keep it rolling.
Yeah,
like,
someone-
what else can we talk
The
some
night
shit
that
about?
will
Let's
never
go.
end.
It is an absolute
Should they
blast.
absolutely outlaw hard spikes?
Permanently.
Yes.
There's still guys that wear them.
Really?
Brett Grant
Where?
wears them.
No shit.
Hard spikes.
I thought it was illegal on the tour.
No,
Wow, didn't know that.
it is not.
My God, like real like metal ones? No shit.
Still legal.
That's impressive.
I'd
Wow,
like to
didn't
think
know that.
I
Are you going to get another shot, by the way, of caddying for him?
Yeah. So he made the cut. I said, "Did you make a few bucks?" And he's like, "Yeah, tour took half of it." So I wanted to ask you about this because I didn't elaborate with him.
What's that?
Does he have to pay back? Brent, I'm sorry for watching this.
Jesus.
Excuse me. Ooh, that smells like.
Musty.
No, it's this Asian buffet. I tried some weird shit like 12:30 today. Yeah, some weird stuff.
Delish.
Anyways, yeah, it hasn't come up yet. So,
Yeah.
so like last year when he came to the tour, there was like a payout.
Kyle said he can't hear you.
There was like a payout
like $500,000 or something like that.
Yes, correct.
Do you have to pay that back? Because I said, well, you made the cut. Like, you made a few bucks finally. Like, we're on the right track.
That's right. You do.
And he's like, yeah, tour took half. And I was like, what? What do you mean?
I didn't know the percentage of how. Well, hang on a
Probably
second.
relative.
No,
Believe it, I don't
so
have to pee yet.
it's supposed to be that $500,000 is supposed to be a stipend, basically.
It's yeah.
Yeah,
that-
it's not supposed to be
that's what I
like your
thought it was.
salary.
and
It's supposed to cover all your expenses and everything. Now, here's the thing. If you don't win enough to cover that, then you still get to keep it. That was the deal. So that you don't end up in like tremendous amount of debt once you're done playing a season on the PGA Tour.
So I haven't looked at his location, his locale, in terms of where he's at on Korn Ferry money list. I know he made the cut this week. Had a bad last round. We talked about it. We're gonna get through it, but I think he has to like win this week.
To keep his card?
Well, for me to be able to caddy, because like there
Oh.
won't be an event. Yeah. So
No Corn Ferry, huh?
might be back in a requalification scenario. Yeah, Fuck, dude, golf is hard. Yeah. It's like being a professional gambler. Like, might as well be. Yeah, might as well take up poker for a living. Like, it's just fucking hard. So,
Wow. There you go.
do you disagree?
No.
This is like beer number like 10.
I think it's 11. I think I only
Yeah,
see
no, I
one
just
left
started-
in there.
Well, I figured out that you can't see from here down, so I just been peeing my pants on your carpet.
It's perfect. I wondered what that smell was. I was like, man, it smells like cat piss in here. We don't have any cats.
Clip that part. That's good shit. All right, we got to wind down. I think my lady's here too.
Okay, so Kyle says that you should chug one, and I am in full agreement with that.
I can't do it. Physically, cannot do that right now. There's some food that's still like right here, and if I do that,
You know, this is the first time I've ever witnessed somebody that has just filled themselves with water, and you can actually look at them and tell
Yeah.
that they are just like stacked. Like there's
Like,
no like pressing in
dude,
at
like,
all.
dude,
Like you can't suck
we
it
are
in. There's
swollen
no pressing.
fucking-
It's like if I was to press on them,
Don't
like
press.
water would just like jiggle around in there, and it's just beer.
yeah, I'll just shit a water rocket on your floor. Don't do that. Yeah, don't touch me.
You just made me remember something. Ever have an aqua dump
I think maybe.
where you've been in a lake or a body of water
Oh, shit in the water?
and you have taken a dump?
Never shit in the
Yeah,
water.
I have.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I did.
It feels like you're out of control because you don't know what's happening.
No, it was great. It was I was going upstream, so everything was going behind me
You just
and just rocket ship.
little squid ink right out of your
Gone.
butt.
Yep. Sometimes when you're on the lake, you just got to let it go.
You really have shit in the
I really have, yeah. Aquadump. It's actually from the show Shoresy, is the good old Aquadump. That was the first time I ever heard of that, and I had to give it a shot. I had to try.
There was a kid at Lifetime the other day that shot a chocolate bar out, had a wonky eye, shut the pool down. I was lucky enough to be in the sauna and see that occur.
That is not true.
It's true. Yeah.
It cannot be true.
It was so funny that I laughed so hard that
What
the
gym
sweat,
is that?
Lifetime. The sweat came off of my face from 5 feet away and landed on the heating unit, and it was like,
See, this is the
That's how
difference
hard I
between
was
me and you.
laughing.
You go to Lifetime Fitness, I go to Planet Fitness.
I seen this go down. And they're like, Fort Brown. And I'm not going to elaborate on the mental ability of the child that did this. But just
God.
know,
It happened.
it was a very special
How old was the
situation.
child, would you say? So he took an aqua dump.
30?
30. Thought you were going to say he was like 8.
Sorry, that was the punchline.
He was 30.
He's- Woo. Woo.
He was 30.
Woo.
Oh,
Woo.
God, kind of a Bill Murray type of guy, like from Caddyshack. What are we talking about?
Baby steps like Bob. Like,
This guy was he had an accident, you know, and I want to elaborate on his availability mentally.
Oh wow. Yeah. There you have it, folks. He was 30.
How old was this child?
30.
Okay.
He was 30.
This child's about 30 years old. Okay. You're sober.
That was funny. That was fucking funny. I mean, fuck.
Woo.
Oh, shit. I mean, fucking A, man. How old was the child? 30.
Oh, dude. I feel like my goggles are fogged up.
Oh, man. How many laps you swim that day?
Oh, man. I don't swim laps. Yeah. I sink pretty fast.
A question.
Yeah.
Have you ever been able to float on your back?
Oh, I can do that right now.
Yeah, I can't.
Why?
I sink.
You can't, like...
I got dense bones,
get
apparently.
The air into your
No.
stomach to kind of...
I know. People tell me all the time. Yeah. I sink. I literally sink. I'll sink right to the bottom of the lake. It's unbelievable.
Okay.
Yeah. Dense bone problems.
I gotta set the spirit down. I'm gonna fucking spit all over this place. I'm still stuck. Okay, we gotta shut it down.
We got to shut it down.
Shut it
What a
down.
production.
Yeah, good shit. dude.
Fuck.
That
There
was
we
fun.
go. All right. Folks,
Woo.
hey, if you're not entertained,
He about 30.
how old is the child?
Woo.
Oh, God. Oh, fuck. Okay. Yeah, I think that's going to win us an Emmy right there.
Oh, boy.
House at Lifetime Fitness in the jacuzzi. When a child took a dump in the pool.
Nougat.
How old was that child? 30.
Stop, man. Just shut it down.
We gotta just shut it down. I gotta get through the wrap up here. Fuck. I gotta thank the sponsors. Like, fucking
Funny
hell.
style segment.
Oh, God.
Fucking drooling.
Dude.
Okay, I gotta put
Yeah.
these back on.
Fucking, we talked about Live Golf Championship rings. We talked about children in the pool at Lifetime Fitness taking doogies. Oh, man. Aquadumps. Aquadumps. Oh, man. All right. So, yeah, that's gonna pretty much wrap it up here, folks. So, yeah, we went over a lot tonight. And this is kind of an off week in golf, too, which is fantastic stuff. We want to thank our sponsor, Swannies Golf. Want to thank that 30-year-old kid for pooping in the pool at Lifetime Fitness. And we just want to make sure to remind you guys that use Pola Golf 35 at checkout for 35% off your entire order at Swannies.co. And by the way, that is for a limited time. So this could end tomorrow. So just make sure to go utilize that promo code, get 35% off at Swannies.co. They got some great stuff out there. And until next week, you ready for next week's show?
I am.
I have no idea what we're going to talk about. But actually, we got the President's Cup that we're going to be talking about.
Rose sang.
No, she's not playing in that. She already played in the Solheim Cup. So, yeah, we got that to look forward to. And until next time, folks, peace out, everybody. Stay safe and don't be a 30-year-old child pooping in the pool.
God damn.